Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another installment of the Stay Healthy at Home webinar series. We are delighted to have you here today. So today's topic is very timely. It is resolution solutions and healthier habits. So here we are just 12 days into the new year, ready to really focus on our resolutions and how to stick with them this year. And we are going to jump into introductions because this is a true team effort today with all members of the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project team on board.
So my name is Erin. I am the Information Coordinator with the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project.
My name is Frankie Bayak. I am the Media and Communications Coordinator with the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project.
And I am Ashley Ritchie. I'm the Director of the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project, which is a division-funded program of the ARC of New Jersey. We support the state's largest network of self-advocates and self-advocacy groups. We also provide comprehensive training and resources to self-advocates, direct support professionals, other agency personnel, and families statewide. So the Stay Healthy at Home series is one aspect of our current virtual programming, and we're super grateful for you for being here today. So as a reminder, we welcome questions and comments throughout the webinar. Don't feel like you have to hold on to your question until the end. There is a questions box that we ask you to use throughout the webinar. If you go to your GoToWebinar control panel and click the little triangle next to the questions tab, a box will show up and you can type any questions, comments, or feedback that you have there. No need to send duplicate questions. A member of our team is monitoring that questions box and will make sure that all relevant questions are answered during or at the end of the presentation during the dedicated Q&A session. We will also post slides of this webinar on our website by the end of the week, or you can go to the handout section now and download a copy of the slides that we will view together. Also, one last note, we would really appreciate it if you could complete the 2-question survey that will pop up at the end of this webinar. We want to know if you were satisfied with today's webinar, as well as any recommendations that you have for future topics, future webinar topics. We'd really appreciate your participation in that because we value your opinion. And this, of course, is part of, you are attending right now, our Stay Healthy at Home webinar series. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m., we are presenting a different topic. And again, we truly appreciate all of the support we've received since the Stay Healthy at Home webinar series was launched in April 2020. So as day programs, employment programs, and schools were closing, we wanted to make sure that we were still able to stay in contact with members of our network and continue providing comprehensive training and supports throughout the current situation. So let's jump right into, sorry, go ahead, Erin.
Sorry, Ashley. Today's topics are going to be brainstorming your New Year's resolutions. We're going to talk about SMART, goal setting and examples, where each letter in SMART actually stands for a goal setting and an example. And using technology to track your progress with your goals or your tasks or really your everyday to-do lists. And we are going to start a poll. The question we have for you is, did you make a New Year's resolution? So the answers are, yes, I have not yet, but I would still like to, and no, I have not. So it looks like we have 38% said, yes, I have. 15% said I haven't yet, but I would still like to. There is still time. You don't always have to make your resolution at the beginning of the year. You can make it whenever is good for you, right? Any time is a good time for positive change. And 46% of people said, no, I have not.
Okay, so it seems like a good group of you have made a New Year's resolution. and some people haven't, and some people are still planning on getting theirs together. So, as you probably know, a New Year's resolution is when a person resolves to continue good practices, change an undesired trait or behavior, accomplish a personal goal, or otherwise improve their life at the start of a new year. So for anyone who hasn't gotten theirs together and still would like to do one, we're going to talk a little bit more about different resolutions that people are making and things that maybe you might like to do in your life. So we'll start by looking at some of the most popular resolutions for 2021. These are different resolutions that people in America decided to make for this year. So you can see at the top, a lot of people are really looking to exercise more. And right below that, they want to eat healthier. And especially with this past year, people are looking to spend more time with their family and friends. Below that is losing weight. That tends to be a big one. To live more economically, be aware of your funds and how much money you're spending. Then less time on social media. And then some people are looking to improve their performance at their jobs and reduce stress on their jobs. Another big one is quitting smoking and cutting down on alcohol. So those are some different things that are popular, and they might start giving you some ideas. So let's brainstorm. We're going to look at some different ideas for resolutions that you can make for a healthy body, a healthy mind, and for a healthy environment. So we'll start by looking at resolution ideas for a healthy body. So as we saw, a lot of the popular resolutions are about losing weight or seeing what you eat. So it's important to think about what you're eating, but also when you're eating. So a simple idea for resolution could be eating during the day and not at night. With the way that your body's circadian rhythm works, that means the day and night cycle of your body, your metabolism is highest around 10 a.m. and it's lowest in the middle of the night. This means that eating late at night causes more fat to be stored in the body. So avoiding late night meals can be an easy way to aid weight loss without totally changing up your diet. So that might be something that is easier for you to stick with. Another idea, people often want to exercise more, stay fit. So you can make just a simple resolution about staying mobile. Try to spend more time on your feet rather than sitting down all day. You can find a form of exercise that you enjoy. Yoga, dancing, walking, running, lifting weights. If you find something that you will do willingly, you can do it consistently. Any kind of physical activity can help you burn calories and keep you from, mindlessly munching on unhealthy snacks in front of the TV, something like that. Instead of focusing on totally cutting out sedentary habits, you can start by at least matching your time sitting with your time exercising. So if you're at least at a 50-50 split, it's better than not doing anything at all. Another way to make sure that you keep your body healthy is to get regular health checkups. The new year can be used as an annual reminder to just check in with your primary care doctor. Make sure you see your primary care doctor at least once a year for preventative checks like blood pressure, cholesterol, as well as vaccinations. Being familiar with your doctor will help you feel more comfortable bringing up any health issues in the future and will help catch any warning signs of something more serious. It's also important to drink more water, so you can make a resolution that just involves being more hydrated. Hydrating regularly ups your energy levels and it keeps you healthy. You can try replacing sugary drinks like soda with water instead. This can help with weight loss and it benefits your overall health. Drinking water is one of the easier, healthier adjustments you can make to your daily routine, and you can start right now. And finally, we have getting more quality sleep. It's not just getting more sleep, but getting better sleep. Your immune system is weak when you lack sleep, and it gets harder to fight off colds and illnesses. Disrupted sleep increases the risk of heart disease. Poor quality sleep can also impair your ability to metabolize sugar and increase your appetite, which can make you gain weight. And blue lights from phones and computers can trick the body into thinking it's daytime, making it harder to fall and stay asleep. So you can try turning off your phone, your TV, your computer around an hour before bed to help you get better rest. And insufficient sleep during weight loss can cause a loss of muscle mass as opposed to fat. So especially if you're doing this in conjunction with dieting, you want to make sure that you're sleeping well. So those are just some ideas for improving your health of your body. So next we'll move on to resolutions for a healthy mind. So it's important to stay social. Make sure to build and retain your friendships in person, when that's safe, or virtually if you're able to do that. There was a 30-year study of British civil service workers that found individuals who don't see friends regularly are 1.5 times more likely to have poor health than those who engage with 6 or more friends per month. So if you can set a goal of socializing with at least 2 people each week in some way, especially those people you can feel comfortable around, it'll benefit your mental health. Isolation leads to depression, anxiety, loneliness, but you can avoid these feelings by socializing regularly. And I know we're still in the midst of a pandemic, so this is very difficult to do face-to-face, but there are many ways to stay in touch virtually. And if you click the link on these slides, you can watch our webinar on healthy communications and staying connected that will show you through a few more of those methods. So another resolution you can do is to reduce your stress. Stress can instigate a lot of unhealthy behaviors and overall unhappiness. Try to stay prepared and on top of your schedule to avoid stress. You can keep a planner with important dates, prepare meals ahead of time, plan out your transportation where you need to go in advance, and just try to keep your personal space happy and homey, whether it's at home or work. If you keep pictures of loved ones, things you enjoy, something that keeps a smile on your face so you're more comfortable, that can help reduce stress. You can also try meditating. You can spend time at the beginning and end of each day just clearing your mind. And this can help reduce stress, control anxiety, enhance self-awareness, improve your sleep, and even decrease blood pressure. If you spend 10 or 20 minutes every morning or evening just focusing on one thing, such as your breath, you can begin and end your day. That's a form of meditation. You can try different breathing techniques. For added physical benefits, inhale through your nose to capture more oxygen to distribute throughout your body. You can check out the NJSAP YouTube page for our playlist of 81 yoga and meditation videos, and that's also linked in the slides. You also want to take some time to practice self-care. That's great for your mental health. Self-care describes a conscious act that you take in order to promote physical, mental, and emotional health. Unfortunately, many people view self-care as a luxury rather than a priority, and they're feeling overwhelmed, tired, or ill-equipped to handle life. Think of a list of self-care activities that can make you happy and schedule them as part of your daily routine. This might be something like a structured therapy session or just daily exercise or a simple outdoor walk or time spent with loved ones. If you want to do something that involves a little bit of pampering yourself without feeling indulgent, you can click the link for some instructionals of some self-care activities. It's Also, another thing that's important to improve your mental health is just to learn more about mental health. There are many online resources available about common mental health and substance use conditions, or you can talk to a medical professional to learn more about your specific situation if you are facing a mental health challenge. You can also take a mental health first aid course, and they teach people how to understand, identify, and respond to signs and symptoms of common mental health and substance use challenges. If you click the link on the slides here, you can watch our Can I Help You webinar on mental health first aid. It's also important to be kind to yourself. If you find yourself in a circle of negative self-thought, just take some time and congratulate yourself for the good things that you've done. Instead of focusing on the problems, think about your solutions. These can be added on to your resolutions or just something to think about in your life. If you want to focus on the things that are positive in your life, you can try using the gratitude journal that is also linked on these slides. Okay, and now we have resolutions for a healthy environment. So you can try buying less and reusing more. There's a lot in Western consumer culture that encourages us to keep buying more things, whether it's your clothes, for your house, different household items, just buying things as often as possible. And this takes a toll on our planet. It's estimated that every American consumes about 36 pounds of resources a week, while 2,000 pounds of resources are discarded to support that consumption. Changing our culture to embrace buying less and reusing more lifts the strain off of the planet's resources. Another resolution you can try is to consider composting. Composting is a natural decay process of organic matter, where Mother Nature does most of the work. Composting enriches the soil and helps retain moisture and suppress plant diseases and pests, and reduces the need for chemical fertilizers. If you have a yard, you can make a compost pile, and you can also try compost bins if you don't have as much space. If you click the link in the slides, you can learn a little bit more about how that works. Another thing you can do is try to eat more plant-based food. The meat industry causes a lot of greenhouse gas emissions, consumes a lot of resources, and it can be unhealthy. So it's a good time to focus on eating more plant-based foods, and that can help with your diet and also with the environment. Another thing to be conscious of is to conserve water. Most of us have been taught to be careful in our use of water and try taking shorter showers, not let the faucet run, and doing little things in your day. And each of these water-saving measures is important. These can help reduce the volume of water withdrawn from natural habitats such as rivers, lakes, and aquifers, leaving more water to support fish and other aquatic life. You can click the link in these slides for over 100 ways that you can use to conserve water. If you don't want to introduce something new into your routine, you can also try breaking a bad habit that already exists for you. And that is a different way of improving your life. There's a couple different ways in here, but I have this linked in the handout section if you want to take a look after the webinar and go over some of these things and just take a moment to think if they're affecting your life and how to maybe take that out of your routine. So how successful is your typical New Year's resolution? So according to different studies, the failure rate is said to be about 80%, which is pretty high. And you can see 75% of people make it past the first week, and it starts getting lower as the weeks go on. And by 6 months, only 46% of people are still going with their resolution. Your happiness can influence whether you're making a resolution or not. 41% of people are not happy, 34% are moderately happy, and 25% are happy. Those are people who are deciding to make changes in their life. So the less happiness, the more likely you are to try and change things. You're 35% more likely to be successful if you have a manageable resolution. And 15% is the success rate of those over 50 years old, and 39% of the success rate of those from 20 to 29. So your age can also influence your resolution. And even though these numbers can be a little bit scary, just know that it's okay to make mistakes. If you mess up, it doesn't mean that you've failed forever. You can just try to be better in the future. Don't use one misstep as an excuse to give up completely. You can do it. And now that we've done some brainstorming, Ashley is going to talk about some SMART goals. These will enable you to tailor your resolution perfectly to your lifestyle and help you keep that resolution.
Thanks so much, Frankie. So goals are really, resolutions are goals that we want to achieve. As Frankie illustrated, these goals are usually based on things that we want to change in our lives. So as she noted, these changes may be related to our eating and exercise habits, our social relationships, our work performance, or our overall impact on the environment. Whatever your goal and whatever your motivation, we sometimes find that change isn't always as easy as we wish it would be. So it's really best to have some type of plan in mind about how you want to accomplish your specific goals. That's exactly what the SMART method is. So SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely goal setting. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper into each step in the SMART process right now. So when we look at that first letter in our SMART acronym, it's specific. So there's no guesswork involved in a SMART goal. It is highly specific. So instead of saying something like, I want to be more active and lose weight, a SMART goal would ask you to assign a specific amount of time or a specific activity that you'd like to dedicate to that goal every day, every week, or every month. So in this example that we have here, when we say, I want to be more active and lose weight, more isn't as specific as saying that you will go for a walk every weekday. For now, we want to think of the first step to start. We want to think of the first step in setting a SMART goal as being as specific as possible about that goal. Be laser specific. So if your goal is to be more physically active this year, how much time every day do you or can you commit to that goal? We're going to get into that in the next step. But you can be even more specific in this first step in the process by writing down the place that you're going to go for your walk. Will it be around your neighborhood? Are you going to go to the park every day? How about a track or field in your area? Being as specific as you can in this very first step in the process helps us stay on track because we're thinking about what we can commit to our goal, given our daily schedule and responsibilities. So saying I want to be more active is just too loose of a goal, and it leaves too much room for slacking on the goal because you don't have a specific activity in mind to start. Moving on to the next step here, measurable. So it's really making sure your goal is measurable, or For stats fans, you want to quantify your goal and your progress. So we've decided in our first step, we specifically want to exercise every weekday, right? This is our specific goal. We're saying, okay, I will go for a walk every weekday. How can we make that measurable? We're going to say that we're going to go for a 30-minute walk every weekday. Again, you can think about the place where you will do your walk. And also, in just a bit, Erin's going to show us how we can track our progress and hold ourselves accountable specifically using technology. But this measurable step here is really an important part in the process. Think about your annual exam when you go to your doctor. Your doctor reviews your blood work at least once a year to track any changes in your body. So if your goal is to measure your progress here for this goal, you definitely want to let your doctor know about any new fitness routine you're going to do before jumping in. And also so that your doctor has in mind the different indicators or ways that you can measure your progress in terms of health. So it's not all about losing weight. If your goal is to be more active, weight loss may be one sign of your progress, but the number on the scale is not the only or even the best measure of your health. So instead of measuring the amount of time spent doing the exercise, you can even increase the distance that you walk, again, if you want to track your progress over time. So some folks want to start off focusing just on the number of minutes they're going to dedicate each day. Some folks might be more comfortable measuring the distance or tracking the distance that they walk or the calories that they burn. But again, if your goal is to exercise more and get healthy, how are you going to measure that health-wise? Think about that. And that, again, could be something that you discuss with your doctor because it may be a combination of factors. You may want to measure the effectiveness of your 30-minute walk by tracking your resting heart rate and your active heart rate, your blood pressure, your blood oxygen, your glucose, as well as your overall body weight. So this is a really good question to address with your healthcare provider to make sure you're tracking the numbers that give you the most accurate picture of your health if your goal is to get healthier. So the next step in our process here, achievable. So goals should be a stretch, maybe move you out of your comfort zone a little bit, but the goals that we develop for ourselves shouldn't be completely impossible to achieve. So achievable goals take into account your time, your physical ability, as well as your personal responsibilities. All of those things that you have on your plate and have to do every day outside of the goal. So don't overextend yourself or immediately jump into a super demanding or challenging fitness routine that could cause you injury or otherwise is just not in line with your current conditioning. Especially with physical activity that's new to us, we want to make sure we're stepping into it kind of baby steps. So we can always build up to a longer distance for our walk or a more intense pace to our walk. But to start off, you need to figure out what is achievable to you. Again, it's really important to talk to your doctor before beginning any brand new fitness routine. But if you ask yourself, this step in the process helps you to also build a contingency plan. So again, if our specific and measurable goal is, I will walk for 30 minutes every weekday, we have to think about what we're going to do to still achieve that goal if, say, we get a snowstorm. The weather's really bad, it's icy outside, it's raining, and it's just generally not safe to go for a walk outdoors. What's our plan? So you may think that you can watch a 30-minute fitness video indoors instead. So you're still getting your 30 minutes of activity, even though it's not the 30-minute walk like you initially planned. Or you can jump on a stationary bike, lift weights, do push-ups and body work, or follow along to a half-hour yoga session on YouTube or the Self-Advocacy Project. YouTube channel. So keep in mind, you can always revisit the SMART process and revise your goals to make them a bit more ambitious later. But you do want to think right off the bat, how can I stick to my goal despite, other things that might prevent me from achieving my goal? In this case, if the weather's bad, we can do an indoor exercise instead. We're still on track. So we want to consider, is our goal realistic to our self, our life, everything we've got on our plate, our family responsibilities, our professional responsibilities? We really want to make sure our goal addresses the issue that you want to fix or make better. So initially, the goal was, okay, I want to be more active and lose weight. Well, a realistic example is saying, okay, I'm going to weigh myself at the same time each week and write down that number in a fitness journal. The unrealistic example says, walking is going to help me lose tons of weight super fast. Totally unrealistic. So we want to make sure that we have an accurate description of the problem, because that's a huge part of getting to the solution. So if we go with the example of a 30-minute walk every weekday or an indoor fitness video when the weather's bad, we need to consider if this is realistic given our daily schedule and make changes to that schedule in order to achieve the goal of getting outside for that half-hour walk each day. Also, if you need support from people in your life, ask for it. Ask people that you live with or friends to text you and try to hold you accountable and encourage you when you're struggling. Because the reality is you might struggle, and that's okay. It's just figuring out what kind of push or encouragement you need to stick with your goal. So again, assuming that you're going to lose tons of weight super fast with 30 minutes of walking each day is not realistic. Losing tons of weight fast is, for almost everybody, not healthy or sustainable at all, regardless of the activity. So you want to manage your expectations and know what a healthy weight loss goal is for you. So again, you can discuss that with your doctor or healthcare team. And once you all agree on a weight loss number that's realistic to you, you can track that number each week by, again, weighing yourself at the same time each week and writing that number down somewhere or tracking that number in some way. So moving on to our last piece of the SMART goal setting process. Before you put your plan into action, we want to consider an end time for the goal, a date that you have in mind that you'll revisit your progress and decide how you want to move forward. So if we stick with that example of walking or doing a 30-minute fitness video every weekday, we need to decide if we're ready to increase the amount of time we devote to the goal. How often will you check in with yourself? Are you going to revisit this goal every week, every month, in 6 months? That's something that you know. You know yourself. Do you need more frequent check-ins to make sure you're still on progress? So with this goal, we're really trying to figure out, is 30 minutes enough? Can I add 5 minutes into my routine every other month? It's really up to you, but you want to make sure that you build in a specific time each week or each month to review your progress. Most projects have a set deadline, so achieving your goal should be treated no differently. You want to figure out what success looks like for you. Again, some people's goal may be to lose a certain amount of body weight. Other people are going to prioritize reducing their resting or active heart rate. These things, especially as they relate to medical conditions and health conditions, this is a great time to check in with a doctor and bring this up at your annual exam. Whatever your measure of success, you want to make sure that you have that set deadline in mind. So again, to stick with our timely example, a bad example will be, I'm just going to stick with my fitness routine forever. Forever is a long time, but it's not a specific time. So instead, you can say something like, I will do a 30-minute walk or exercise routine every weekday. And our timely example is, I'm going to increase the length of that activity by 5 minutes every other month, with the goal of reviewing my progress with my doctor at an annual checkup in October. You might be achieving 2 goals within the one here. You're going to go to your annual exam, you're going to make sure you're taking care of your health and doing all the wellness checks you need to, but also incorporating your SMART exercise goal into that checkup. So again, these are all part of a larger system, and they can be applied to any number of goals. It's not only about fitness. It's not only about losing weight. The SMART system can be applied to professional goals, to goals for improving our relationships, as well as the environmental and sustainability goals that Frankie detailed in her slides. So I'm really excited to jump into Erin's slide set related to accountability and tracking progress.
So I'm going to be talking about how you can use technology for accountability or assistive technology. The official definition for assistive technology, or AT, is any item, piece of equipment, software program, or product system that is used to increase, maintain, or improve the functional capabilities of persons with disabilities. Assistive technology helps people who have difficulty speaking, typing, writing, remembering, pointing, seeing, hearing, learning, walking, and many other things. Different abilities require different assistive technologies. However, you can use assistive technology, really any technology, to hold yourself accountable when you are making resolutions, goals, or building good habits. I'm going to go through different devices that you can use, and we're going to start with smartwatches. So one device that can help is a smartwatch. There are a variety of smartwatches available today. Fitbit, Apple, Samsung, and a lot of others are each offer something a little bit different, or some focus on different areas. They come in all sizes and shapes, and there are many that are more affordable than you think. Smartwatches are a wearable device that can help you keep track of goals. Smartwatches can also help keep track of exercise, breathing, your steps, give helpful reminders, which can help keep you accountable to the goals that you set for yourself. Smartwatches can also sync with your other smart devices like your phones or computers to stay connected across separate platforms. So some smartwatches, like we said, can sync up with other platforms, but they can also sync up with other apps. So you can sync up your smartphone with your calendar or your email to help keep you more organized and up to date with your appointments. Smartwatches also let you use apps like Google Keep or Notepad, and this can help you if you like to keep track of thoughts that pop into your head or to see your lists when you are on the go. On the left, there is the Breathe app. So this notifies you when you might be in a stressful situation because it measures your blood pressure. It then will prompt you to take a minute to take a few deep breaths, and you follow this image that looks like a flower. It opens up as you're taking the breath, and then it closes as you're exhaling. Sometimes just the notification popping up helps me realize that I might be stressed or starting to get stressed, and it helps me take a look at what is going on in my external environment. This can be super helpful if you get anxious easily when trying to complete your goals or your tasks, or it can be very beneficial if your resolution is to relax more, to start meditating daily, or to focus on your mental health. In the middle, we have the 3 rings function on the Apple Watch. The rings each represent, the red ring on the outside tracks your active calories burned, the middle green ring tracks how many minutes you exercise, and the inner blue ring tracks if you have been sitting for too long. These features are customizable, so you can change how the parameters are set to help adjust to your goals and your lifestyle. This can be very beneficial if your resolution is to get active or to try not to sit or be stationary as much. And I can tell using your rings is very satisfying and it motivates you to move more and to be active. There are also other apps like MyFitnessPal or the Fitbit app, which you can use even if you don't own a Fitbit. And those apps will help keep track of all of your movement and your steps. You're able to look back and see events or exercises in the past to help you track your specific goals. And then on the right, we have an app that can help you keep yourself more organized and helps to set up reminders easily. This is the Wunderlist app, and it is available on many devices, not just Apple. Wunderlist now has a smart due dates feature that detects words like today, Monday, next week, etc. as you type or speak, and then saves you time by automatically adding a due date to your to-do. Quick add search features are also available. Users can now capture to-dos on the go. This can be really helpful if your resolution is to become more organized, or even if you're scheduling meetings for work or for family. I know a lot of people like to set resolutions to be more interactive with their friends and their loved ones. These are just 3 ways that a smartwatch can help you stay accountable, and there are so many more ways to customize your watch to fit your different goals or your tasks. And so now we're going to talk about the smartphone, tablet, laptop, and computer. And did you know that your system here, your smartphone, tablet, laptop, computer, already comes equipped with tools to help you be more accountable with your resolutions and to help you keep your good habits on track? Some of those features or functions or tools that are already equipped on your smartphone, you can use without downloading anything extra. They're just already installed when you buy them. We're going to talk about a few of those now. So first, there is the Reminder app. All devices have this. You can use this to help you remember to do certain tasks. You can set up daily reminders to help you start a good habit until you get into the rhythm of doing that on your own without the reminder. You can set reoccurring reminders if there's something you want to do weekly, monthly, or again, daily as well. You can also use the Calendar app, which is shown here on the left, similar to the Reminder app, by setting up your tasks, setting up appointments. You can use it to set up meetings for your goals. Some goals, like Ashley said, have multiple steps. So a larger goal, you're going to need to kind of build in appointments to build up to finishing your goal. So if one of your goals, like Ashley mentioned, is to lose weight, the appointments you might set is meeting with your doctor or your healthcare team to go over that. And then you can start to set up appointments or scheduling exercises to help get you into the routine of exercising if that's all good to go on your healthcare team's part. To be even more accountable, you can also set appointments in the future so that you can assess what you have accomplished so far. So setting something a month from now with goals that you want to have already completed. So maybe setting an appointment for a month from now saying, I want to have lost 2 pounds by this date. When that comes up in your calendar, you can then assess if you are achieving your goals, if you need to adjust your goals, or if it's right on schedule. The calendar is highly customizable and a great tool for organizing your day. You can assign colors to different categories, add addresses or notes, even set up different calendars for different events. You're also able to share your calendar with others so that everyone is on the same page. And those people can also help use that information to help keep people. Another great feature of regularly using the calendar app is that you can look back and see past appointments or events as well. And this can help you track your meetings or tasks to see how well you are adhering to your goals or resolutions. On the right, we have Reader View. So this can help to simplify the page on your device to make reading easier. Clicking on Reader View takes away flashy colors, pictures, videos, and ads, just leaves the article or the story that you want to read. This can help you stay more focused on what you're reading by taking away any other distractions. And this can also be beneficial if your resolution is to read more or to stay up to date with current events. Another feature you can use to help you focus is Do Not Disturb. A lot of new devices have this feature. It will shut off all notifications, decline phone calls and text messages, make it so that nothing on your device will distract you. This is super helpful if you're using your device to help you focus on something. So if you're using your device to read or to work or study. Then there is also that comes on your device, or an alarm clock. And you can use the timer to help you focus as well. So simply set the timer for however long you want to work on something, and then work on it until the timer goes off. Another technique that a lot of people use to focus is the Pomodoro Technique. So you can use your alarm on your device for this. It can be really useful if you find distractions can derail your whole day. If you consistently work past the point of optimal productivity, have lots of open-ended work that could take unlimited amounts of time to finish, or if you're just trying to instill a little bit more structure in how you work or how you study. This also can help break up a large task into smaller tasks or take a daunting goal and make it seem more attainable. So as you see in the graphic, a Pomodoro technique starts with deciding on what task should be done. So if it is a larger goal with multiple parts, you want to just take one of those parts. Set the timer to 25 minutes, work on that task and only that task until the timer goes off, then go and take a short 5-minute break. Then that is one Pomodoro. You're going to do that 4 times. And then after the 4th time, you're going to also take a 15 to 30-minute break. This works really well for some people. It does not work well for other people who like to just work until they finish. But again, if you need a little bit more structure, if you find you're working too long and you're not designating an end to your work, this can be really helpful with that. So again, be helpful. If you set a really large task for yourself, you can use this method to break it up, finish it in a timely manner. So those are some of the features that come with your device, but there are also hundreds and thousands of applications that you can download onto most of your devices on your smartphone, tablet, or computer to help you be more productive. So some of these apps are free, some are not. These 10 apps were voted by techlines.com to be the most beneficial to productivity in 2020. So I'll go through them really fast. Trello is both on Apple and Android products. You can enjoy working together through customizable boards, lists, and cards. The visual features of the app make it a great way to organize tasks on both personal and professional fronts. Trello helps everyone stay up to date with the progress of the project without the need for sending out emails. Zapier lets you create a customizable automated workflow for things you usually perform manually. So, for example, it can manage your time better by automatically downloading all email attachments to Dropbox without you having to go in there and yourself. This app will do that for you. Todoist helps keep track of everything, including errands like a shopping list and even big projects between teams. Hootsuite, which we personally use, can update all of your social media sites in one go without logging into each of the individual platforms. So this is a social media management app that helps in scheduling every post you plan for next week, month, or even 3 months. The software automatically posts content at your specified time. MindMeister helps you gather your thoughts, encourages free thinking, jotting down ideas, and creating a mind map to help you organize your thoughts into a substantial idea. Most of all, it helps you collaborate on your ideas so that others can also contribute and help you refine your thoughts. HelloSign allows you to electronically request and add legally binding signatures to any document, from new hire agreements to loans. So especially since we are not meeting in person, this app has gotten a lot of use, so you don't have to go to someone's office just to sign something. Evernote is a note-taking app with a lot of organizational features. Slack is a messaging service which makes instant communication handy. You can create multiple communication groups and broadcast a message with one click to help everyone be on the same page regarding an important announcement, discussion, or many other things. Dropbox gives its users the concept of storing everything online in a secure mode that can be accessed from anywhere as long as you have internet and a device accessing the data. Tech Alliance also lists the tabs for organization, note-taking, and scheduling. For those lists, you can check out the link to the article in our resource page. But no matter what your goals are, there are apps to help you list, track, measure, focus on, and complete your goals. All right, let's smart speakers. They're becoming more popular and are offered by a variety of companies. This means you have more choices on which smart speaker to buy, how much you want to spend on it, and you can see from the picture, some are just speakers while others have a screen. Depending on which company you buy from, you can potentially sync up your whole house, your smartphone, your TV, computer, and your watch to the same system and have them all work with each other. A smart speaker can help you with your goals and resolutions as well. Aside from setting up your calendar, adding reminders, or setting timers, which we already talked about, smart speakers can help you to be more productive and stay on top of your tasks by providing you with additional help. If your hands are busy, a smart speaker can actually make phone calls for you. This can help you multitask if you're trying to get more done in a small period of time. Smart speakers with a screen can also make video calls. And most smart speakers, when synced up with your phone, can also send text messages. Smart speakers can play music. This can be beneficial in two different ways. First, listening to music is proven to help calm you down in stressful situations. So this can help you when you are feeling stressed or anxious, or again, if your goal or resolution is to be more relaxed. Smart speakers can also play background music, which can help minimize distractions and help you focus on a single task. Ideally, music without lyrics would be the most beneficial background noise. You can also use some smart speakers as an intercom if you have more than one device in your home. This can help you communicate with others a lot easier if you do not want to stop working to ask someone a question. Should your resolution have to do with cooking or eating more home-cooked foods instead of ordering takeout, smart speakers are a great tool for in the kitchen. They can solve math problems or do conversions if you ask, like how many tablespoons are in a cup. They can also help you search for recipes, and you can take notes on what meals you cooked, how delicious they were, or even if you want to save that recipe for another time. There are also commands specific to different devices. If you have an Amazon smart speaker, you can say, Alexa, get me up. And at a pace, Alexa will begin giving inspirational platitudes, telling you to get on your feet and encouraging you to be more active. If you have an Apple product, you can say, Siri, ask Siri to say a joke or a bedtime story to help lighten your mood. And I apologize if I created anyone's smart speakers while you're listening to this. That has happened. So know what your goals or your resolutions are. There's an app or a feature that can help you be more productive. It can help you stay on task and stay accountable. It's all about trying different apps or devices to see what works for you.
That was great, Erin. That was so super helpful because I think all of us to some extent are using a smart device. And I think you gave really great examples of how to use it even more effectively for time management and goal setting. So I would like to, while we're waiting for any questions or comments to roll in, I want to share a link to the new training request portal on the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project homepage. This training request portal was created because we wanted to streamline the process by which teachers and day program staff and residential staff, basically any person working to support people with disabilities, we wanted to make it easy for those folks to be able to request free comprehensive trainings through our website. So this is the direct link to make a training request. This topic that we just talked about can be presented to a group of self-advocates, adults with disabilities, or students in a school setting. So again, you just got experience one of the trainings. We hope that you'll consider hosting one of our trainings at the program that you support. And just keep in mind, they're free, they're customizable, and they are intentionally interactive. We want people to be able to respond. We have prompts built into our trainings, and the topics range. We've been doing this for many, many years. So if you want a training on voting, we can accommodate that. Everywhere from voting to healthy communication and relationships, to stress management, to developing testimony for legislative hearings and budget hearings. We're trying to make sure that folks with disabilities have access to education that is accessible and comprehensive. Oh, and Victoria, I hope that partly answered your question. Victoria asked, what kind of training is provided for free for adults with disabilities? Essentially, anything related to helping adults with disabilities build advocacy skills, essentially life skills. We want to make sure that if there's a topic of interest to a group of adults with disabilities, we can accommodate that topic. So I would urge you to check out this link right here on the New Jersey Self-Advocacy Project page. This is our training link. So all you have to do is go through a very brief form, identify which topics might be of interest to the students or adults that you support, and leave it up to us. Submit the form and we will be in touch to schedule the dates. Also, I want to plug our Healthy Lifestyles Project Live. These are bi-weekly sessions held on Zoom every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and Friday at 1 p.m. Again, these are free and open to any students or adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or folks who want to learn about all aspects of health and wellness, especially focusing on what we can do while we're all spending a lot more time at home. So we've hosted exercise sessions, adaptive exercise meant for everybody, as well as songwriting sessions. Cape May County Zoo has done a wonderful tour for us, equine therapy, I mean, all number of events. So if you're interested, I would encourage you to check this registration link right here. Also included in the handouts, a copy of the slides that we presented today.
And everything is available on our YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The important information is cross-posted on all of our social media, but we do post different things on each different social media just to make it more interesting. So I do recommend following us on all four. And then Frankie also made this amazing flyer that is in your handout section as well to help you keep track of everything we do every day. So you'll see on Monday, we put up new social media videos from Veronica from Vero Pure Green. Tuesday, obviously, we have our Stay Healthy at Home webinar. Wednesday, we do our interactive Zoom events with HLP Live. Thursday, Frankie and I host Brain Games on Zoom. Fridays, we also post a social media recipe for you, and we host our HLP Live with IHT, and that is the interactive session. And again, all of our information is at the bottom there, our website and our social media tags.
If you want to stay up to date on all the goings on of the project, sign up for our email list. You'll receive information about the events we've already discussed, as well as pertinent advocacy campaigns affecting your life or the lives of people you support. So you can click that link in the slides. And if you have any other questions or comments, feel free to type them in the questions box now. And don't forget to take the survey you receive after the webinar and let us know what other topics you're interested in.
So thank you all again for joining us today for another installment of the Stay Healthy at Home webinar series. Don't forget to sign up for next week's webinar, which will be hosted by Dr. Ann Ryan and Sarah Brown with Strive Worldwide, an online training program focusing on building life skills and teaching life skills to adults, especially adults with autism. So they will be presenting a webinar on time management and productivity. So we hope you can join us, and thank you for your participation today.